Magandang araw! Welcome po sa part 2 ng ating discussion about linear equations and linear inequalities in one variable. So this time, sabi ko nga po sa last video, ang i-discuss ko naman is yung tamang o yung proper na pag-solve ng linear equations and inequalities. Gamit na po yung algebraic methods. Okay, so last time kasi nag-ano lang tayo trial and check lang tayo. So, ngayon naman po, aaralin natin yung mga properties na gagamitin natin for us to be able to solve these equations and inequalities. Okay? So, ano nga ba pag sinabing solving equation or inequality? So, it is finding the value or values of the variable that will satisfy the equation or inequality. Okay? Hinahanap natin yung value ng variable wherein kapag isinubstitute natin doon sa equation or inequality, it will make the equation or inequality true. Okay? It will satisfy the equation or inequality. So, sabi nga dito, diba, the equation can be true or false depending on the value of the variable that we are going to use. Same with inequality. It can either be true or false too, depending on the values of x. So, sabi ko rin last time, diba, kapag equation, we are only looking for one value. Okay? And then, kapag inequality naman, more than one value na po ang ating hinahanap dito. Okay? So, posible rin na infinitely many values po ang hinahanap kapag inequality. So, sabi ko nga kanina, kailangan nating i-consider yung mga properties na gagamitin natin para makapag-solve tayo ng equality or equation at saka inequalities. Okay? Dun muna tayo, syempre focus muna tayo sa equations. At ang gagamitin natin ay yung properties of equality. Okay? For any real numbers A, B, and C, so applicable po ito sa real numbers. First po is the addition property of equality or simply APE. Okay, APE states that if A is equal to B, then A plus C is equal to B plus C. Meaning, if we have initially two equal quantities, adding the same value will not change the equality. Okay, equal pa rin kapag dinagdagan natin ng parehas na value. Okay? So, kahit po negative yung idagdag natin, so, di ba kapag nag-a-add tayo ng negative, nagsusubtract tayo. So, meaning, kahit mag-subtract tayo, same pa rin po yung equation or balance pa rin po yung equation natin. Okay? We also have the multiplication property of equality or the MPE, which states that if A is equal to B, then AC or A times C is equal to B times C. So, parang sa APE kanina, ang ibig sabihin nito, when we have two equal quantities, multiplying the same number will maintain the balance or the equation. Okay? So, dapat same yung value na ating imumultiply dun sa both sides ng ating equation. We have the left side and the right side. Tatandaan. Okay, ang rule lang natin dito, talaga, ang iisipin nyo lang, kung anong ginawa nyo sa left side, ganun din ang gagawin sa right side. So, kung nag-add sa left side, mag-add ka rin sa right side. Nag-subtract sa left side, magsusubtract din sa right side, and so on. Okay? So, applicable din siya sa division. Kasi 'di ba, kapag nagmo-multiply tayo, halimbawa ng fraction, nagdi-divide din tayo. Okay? So, pag nag-divide ka sa left side, yun din yung i-divide mo sa right side. Okay? So, tatandaan po yung rules natin. We have the APE and the MPE. Next is the reflexive property of equality, which states that any number or expression is equal to itself. So, parang reflection, di ba? Parang salamin. Okay? 3 equals 3. So, pareha sila. M equals M. X equals X. Ano po? So, ito naman ay madaling intindihin. Self explanatory na to. Next ay symmetric property of equality or the SPE. It states that the sides of the equation can be interchanged. Okay? So, if AB is equal to CD, then CD is equal to AB. Okay? So, pwede pong pagpalitin ang left side at ang right side ng equation. Kahit pagbaliktarin siya, balance pa rin yun. Next is the transitive property of equality or the TPE. If two equations are equal to a third quantity, then they are all equal to each other. In symbols, if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. So, kita naman, di ba? Since A and C are both equal to B, edi equal na rin ang A at saka ang C. So, yun lang po yung transitive property of equality. Okay, always think of the balance po. Kailangan nating i-maintain yung balance. So, parang sa timbangan yan, kung meron tayong timbangan, yung kaliwa at kanan. Kung dadagdagan mo yung kaliwa, dadagdagan mo yung kanan. Kung babawasan mo yung kaliwa, babawasan mo rin yung kanan nung parehas na quantity na ibinawas or dinagdag mo para ma-maintain natin yung balanse. Okay? Ayan. So, i-apply natin ngayon yung properties na yun in solving linear equation. Ito yung mga steps na tatandaan po ninyo when solving linear equation in one variable. Okay? Number 1, we have to simplify both sides of the equation. So, this includes applying distributive property of multiplication over addition or subtraction, kung sakali man, and or combining similar terms. So, dapat walang similar terms. So, mas magiging simple yung solution natin kung gagawin muna natin to, kung isi-simplify muna natin yung ating equation. Number 2, if the equation has a fraction, we have to clear the denominators by multiplying both sides of the equation by the LCD of all the denominators. Okay? So, mahirap syempreng mag-solve na involving fractions. Alam ko naman na medyo yan ay kahinaan din ngayon ng mga estudyante, yung mga fractions na yan. So, i-clear natin yung fraction by multiplying both sides by the LCD of all the denominators in our equation. Next is decimal naman. So, syempre, medyo hirap din sa decimal ang mga estudyante. So, para ma-clear natin yung decimal, we are going to multiply every term of the equation by powers of 10. Depending on the greatest number of decimal places in the term has. Okay? So, halimbawa ay 0.75x, yun po yung nandun sa equation natin. So, para po ma-clear natin yung 0.75 or maalis yung decimal point, i-multiply natin yung 0.75. Sulat natin. So, 0.75. So, para mawala yung decimal, i-multiply natin siya sa, so, ang titingnan nyo lang po is, ano yung place value nung last digit. So, diba, tenths, hundreds. So, i-multiply mo siya sa 100. Ganun lang po siya. Okay? So, pag minultiply mo yan sa 100, magiging 75x na lang siya. Okay? So, mamaya magbibigay pa ako ng maraming example dyan. May example naman nakalaan dyan para makita nyo kung paano. Next po ay, if a constant is added to a term with a variable, we have to add its opposite to both sides of the equation or apply EPE. So, mauuna po natin itong gawin. Kapag po ang given halimbawa ay ganito, so, halimbawa, ang given ay meron po tayong linear term na 3x, and then meron pong constant na katabi. Halimbawa lang naman po, may constant pa siyang katabing ganyan. So, para daw po maalis yung constant na to, we have to add the opposite of this number. So, it is positive 4. Therefore, we are going to add negative 4. Okay? To both sides of the equation. And that is the APE. So, lagi pong titingnan muna natin kung maa-apply natin yung APE. Siya yung uunahin natin. Next, if a variable has a numerical coefficient other than 1, multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the numerical coefficient or divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient or simply the MPE. Okay? So, MPE po yan. So, di ba halimbawa, ganito yung ating equation. 5x equals 20. So, meron pong numerical coefficient na other than 1. So, gagawin natin is either we multiply the whole equation by the reciprocal of 5, which is 1/5. So, i-multiply natin sa 1/5 both sides. Or, pwede rin naman, so ito yung mas shortcut na ginagawa ng karamihan, i-divide natin both sides by the coefficient of x. Diba the coefficient of x is 5, so i-divide natin both sides by 5. Okay? So, ganyan po yung gagawin. Parehas lang yan ang ibig sabihin, ha? Kasi itong nasa taas, diba, yung 5, i-multiply natin sa 1. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So, ito, 5 divided by 5 na agad, diretso na. 1 na yun. Kumbaga ito, nakamultiply na to sa numerator ng fraction. 5x times 1, kaya naging 5x over 5. And then yung 20 times 1, kaya naging 20 over 5. Okay? They mean the same thing lang po. So, kung saan kayo maaalwanan, edi yun po yung inyong gamitin. Next, substitute the solved value to the variable in the equation to check if you get the right answer. So, yung last part naman or step is for checking na lang. Syempre, you have to check your answer din. Huwag nyo nang antayin na makita ng teacher na may mali kayong ginawa or may kulang. Kayo na mismo yung mag-initiate na mag-check kung tama yung nakuha nyong value. So, that is by substitution property. Isa-substitute nyo lang yung nakuha nyong value dun sa original na equation. So, now, let us apply the properties na in solving equations. Ayan. So, dun muna tayo sa number 1. We have 2x equals 6. What value of x will make the equation true? Pag ganito yung tanong, ibig sabihin, isa-solve lang natin yung equation. Ayan tayo sa number 1. We have 2x equals 6. So, wala namang constant term yung ating left side, meaning hindi tayo mag-AAPE dito. Okay? So, mag-AAPE tayo pag may constant term, okay? So, since wala pong constant term, proceed tayo sa MPE. Ano po? So, sabi ko nga kanina, diba, kapag may coefficient other than 1, yung variable natin, which is x, i-divide na lang natin both sides by that coefficient. So, divide both sides by 2. So, ang ginamit po natin is MPE. So, ma'am, bakit po MPE? Diba, dinivide both sides po natin. So, tandaan na, dividing it by 2 is also means multiplying it by 1/2. Okay? So, parang magkapatid yang si multiplication division. Okay, simplify na natin. 2x divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So, makakancel na po yan. Ang matitira na lang ay x or 1x. No need to write the 1. And then, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay? So, pag x na po yung natira dun sa left side, ibig sabihin, ito na yung final answer. So, tandaan nyo po na dapat x yung matitira, hindi negative x. Okay? Dapat wala siyang ibang coefficient bukod sa 1. Okay? So, ito na po yung ating final answer. So, if you want to check it, o substitute natin. So, kung 3 ang value ng x, 2x is 2 times x, diba? 2 times 3, 6. Tama. Okay? So, next, number 2. Number 2 is 2x plus 2 equals 8. Ayan na yung sinasabi ko kanina, meron na siyang constant term. So, ang una muna natin ditong gagawin is to remove the constant term. Okay? So, last step yung pagde-divide eh. Ano po? So, para ma-remove natin to, we are going to add the opposite of positive 2. And the opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. So, magiging 2x plus 2 plus negative 2 equals 8 plus negative 2. So, ito po yung APE na sinasabi natin. So, as you can see, nag-add ako ng negative 2 both sides. Ibig sabihin, balance pa rin yung ating equation. Okay? So, remember, when we add a number to its opposite or to its additive inverse, the answer is always 0. So, yun po ay yung additive property, additive inverse property. Okay? Kung naaalala po ninyo. So, kung 0 na to, ang matitira na lang sa left side ay 2x. And then, let's simplify the right side. 8 plus negative 2, magkaiba siya ng sign. So, isusubtract natin. Magiging 6 na lang siya. Okay? So, 8 plus negative 2 is simply 8 minus 2. And then, oops, parang siya yung kanina, di ba? So, ganun ulit ang gagawin natin. Divide both sides by 2 or multiply by 1/2. Okay? So, cancel. X is equal to 6 divided by 2, 3. Okay? Pag sinubstitute natin yan, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Correct. Next is number 3. X over 6 equals 3. So, yung number daw, pag dinivide sa 6, 3 ang sagot. For sure, meron na kayong naiisip kung anong value yan. Ang tanong, paano natin makukuha yon? Okay? So, as you can see, meron tayong fraction. Diba sabi dun sa steps kanina, we have to clear the fractions. And that is by multiplying the whole equation or both sides of the equation by the LCD of all the denominators. Since isa lang naman yung denominator natin, edi automatic, ito na yung LCD na imumultiply natin both sides. Okay? So, multiply by 6. And then, the right side, multiply it by 6 also. So, ang ginamit po natin dito ay MPE pa din. Okay? So, ang mangyayari dito, di ba? 6 times x divided by 6. So, magiging 6x over 6 yan. So, parang ganito din, makakancel na lang po yung 6. Ang matitira ay x. And then, 3 times 6 is 18. So, dahil x na to, ibig sabihin, ito na yung sagot. Okay? I-check nga natin kung tama. So, kung 18 po siya, edi 18 divided by 6 equals 3. And 18 divided by 6 is 3. So, tama. 3 is equal to 3. Reflexive property. Okay? Next. We have number 4. Dito na natin isulat. So, ang number 4 ay 3 times x minus 2 equal 0. So, kung mapapansin nyo, may grouping symbol tayo. Okay? So, pwede nating isimplify muna yung ating equation. Sabi nga dun sa steps, isimplify natin by using the distributive property. So, i-distribute muna natin yung 3 dun sa terms na nasa loob ng ating parenthesis. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Then, equals 0. Doon lang natin minultiply sa loob ng parenthesis yung 3, ah. So, yung right side, 0 pa din. And then, after nyan, ganun ulit, we are going to remove the constant term on the left side. Lagi po nating ililipat yung mga constant term sa right side. So, magiging, para maalis yung negative 6, so, ang opposite ng negative 6 ay positive 6, mag-a-add tayo ng positive 6. So, minus 6 plus 6, and then 0 plus 6 din. Okay? So, kailangan balance. Plus 6 plus 6. Alam naman natin, opposite to, makakancel na yan. So, matitira na lang ay 3x, and then 0 plus 6 is 6. And then, dahil may coefficient na 3 pa yung x, divide both sides by 3. Makakancel na po. X will become 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? So, dahil x na yan, ayan, siya na yung final answer. Check natin kung ito nga ang tamang sagot. So, pag ginawa natin ito, 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Correct. Okay? Ayan. So, actually, meron pang isang solution to eh. Ano? May isa pa siyang solution. Pakita ko na din. Pwede nyo siyang gawin, alternate solution. Just in case lang naman. Since divisible naman ng 0 ng kahit sa anong number, pwede nyo itong gawin. So, ito ay applicable lang kung yung constant sa right side ay divisible by the constant outside the grouping symbol. Okay? Since ang 0, pwede natin i-divide sa kahit saan. Okay, apply natin. Okay? So, pagpihin ko muna ulit. 3 times x minus 2 equals 0. So, ang gagawin nyo muna dito, since isang buong term lang naman to, considered as one term, so, yun pa yung isang condition pala, kailangan considered as one term lang po yung nasa left side. Okay? So, kung meron pa ditong kasunod na term, edi hindi nyo to pwedeng gawin. Okay? Mag-distribute na lang talaga kayo. Ano po? So, ang gagawin natin dito, mag-MPE tayo agad. I-divide natin both sides by 3. Okay? Tandaan na, applicable lang siya pag one term lang, one whole term lang ang nasa left side, at yung right side is a constant that is divisible by the constant outside the grouping symbol. So, that is the condition. Tandaan. So, ito, mangyayari dito, since yung 3 na to considered as coefficient nitong buong to, ito lang yung i-divide natin. 3 divided by 3. So, makakancel na po siya. Ang matitira na lang is x minus 2. And then, 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay? And then, since may kasamang minus 2 yung x, kailangan nating maalis yung minus 2 by adding its opposite. So, x minus 2, the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. So, plus 2. And then, plus 2 on the right side as well. So, negative 2 plus 2 will become 0. So, x na lang ang matitira. 0 plus 2 is 2. So, as you can see, ayan, we obtain the same answer. Okay? So, 2 pa din. Ngayon, kung nag-aalangan kayo, dun kayo sa unang solution lagi. Okay? Kung nag-aalangan po, this is the safest solution. Ito actually is shortcut. Kapag na-satisfy niya yung condition na sinabi ko kanina. Okay? So, ang pinaka-safe po is itong nasa taas. Okay, number 5 na tayo. Kasya pa ba sila dito? Pagkasyahin natin. So, number 5. So, number 5, we have 3 plus x equals 2x minus 1. So, as you can see, may variable x sa left side, may variable x sa right side. Okay? So, yung constant na nasa left side, ililipat lang natin sa right side. And then, yung variable naman po na nasa right side, kailangan mapunta sa left side. Okay? This time, gagamit tayo ng MPE twice. Dalawang beses tayo. Mag-APE pala rather. Mag-APE tayo ng dalawang beses. So, siguro ang unahin natin ay mailipat yung x. Pwede nyo namang pagsabayin. Pero syempre, para hindi kayo malito, isa-isa muna. Okay? So, kailangan maalis yung positive 2x sa right side. Para maalis to, mag-a-add tayo ng, so, kopyahin ko muna yung left side. Mag-a-add tayo ng negative 2x. So, plus negative 2x. And then, ganun din ang gagawin sa right side. Plus negative 2x. So, makakancel na ngayon to. Yung 2x at yung negative 2x. Ang matitira ay, since minus 1 yan, sabi ko nga, pag minus ang nasa unahan, negative yung term. Meaning, negative 1 po yung matitira. Next. I-combine po natin yung similar terms dito. Since parehas x yung variable nung dalawang term or yung literal coefficient, similar terms yan. So, we have 1x plus negative 2x. 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. Therefore, magiging negative x po siya. Okay? Tandaan na, 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1, kaya negative x ang sagot. And then, meron pa tayong plus 3. Ayan. So, ngayon, itong 3 naman na to ang aalisin natin. So, dahil positive siya, so, ang i-add natin ay negative 3. So, plus negative 3. And then, magpa-plus din tayo ng negative 3 sa right side. Okay? So, 3 plus negative 3, sabi ko nga, ito ay magiging 0 na. Cancelled na yan. Ang matitira na lang ay negative x. Okay? And then, negative 1 plus negative 3 parehas. Sorry, nabubulol na. So, negative 1 plus negative 3 is negative 4. Ayan. Same sign yan. Kaya add and keep the sign. Okay? Pero kung mapapansin nyo, may negative sign po yung x. Di ba sabi ko dapat 1 yung kanyang coefficient para makonsider natin na final na yung answer. So, since may negative 1 pa siya sa tabi, i-apply natin yung MPE. Okay? So, kopyahin ko na lang tong last line natin lilipat ko dito. Okay. Negative x equals negative 4. So, tandaan, negative 1 po yan. Okay? So, para maalis yung negative 1, i-divide natin sa negative 1 both sides. Okay? Negative 1 divided by negative 1, since parehas negative yan, magiging positive 1 na po yan. Okay? So, x na ulit ang matitira dito. And the negative 4 divided by negative 1, same sign ulit. Negative divided by negative, edi positive 4 na ang sagot. Okay? Ayan. So, ito na yung ating final answer. Okay? Check natin. So, kung 4 ang ating haba-habang checking pala to kasi meron both sides. So, substitute natin dito. 3 plus 4 equals 2 times 4 minus 1. So, yung 3 plus 4, 7 yun, di ba? So, tingnan natin kung 7 din yung right side. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 1, 7. So, 7 equals 7. Therefore, tama po ang ating nakuhang sagot. Okay? So, ngayon, meron ako ditong examples ng ayan. Siguro yung 1 at 2 ay pwede nyo siyang practicein. Pwede nyo siyang gawin sa inyong mga bahay, syempre. Since same lang siya nung example number 5 kanina, try nating sagutan yung number 3. Oops, pulang-pula. Doon tayo sa black. Ayan. Kopyahin ko lang. X over 2 minus 4x equals 7. Okay? So, since meron ulit tayong denominator dito, same nung ginawa natin kanina, we have to, let me just erase this. Ipod lang natin ng konti. So, ang gagawin natin po is aalisin nyo natin yung 2. Since siya lang naman yung denominator, automatic, siya yung LCD na i-multiply natin both sides. So, multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2. Since binomial po yung nasa loob ng parenthesis, 2 terms yan, di ba? I-apply natin yung distributive. Okay? So, multiply dito, multiply dito. Okay? 2 times x divided by 2, magiging 2x over 2 yun, di ba? So, meaning, x na lang ang matitira kasi 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay? And then, 2 times negative 4x, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Kokopyahin nyo lang po yung x. Okay? I hope nasundan po yon. Again, 2 times x over 2 will become 2x over 2. And 2x over 2 is simply x. And then 2 times negative 4x is negative 8x. Then next, multiply the constants here. 7 times 2, that is 14. Okay? And the next is simplify the left side. X minus 8x. So, 1x to, diba? 1 minus 8. Okay? 1 minus 8 is negative 7. Tatandaan. So, kopyahin nyo lang yung x. And then, kopyahin ang right side. And then, para mawala yung negative x sa tabi, negative 7, rather, sa tabi ni x, divide natin both sides by negative 7. So, makakancel na po yan. Magiging x na lang. And then, 14 divided by negative 7. We know that 14 divided by 7 is 2. And since positive to divided by negative, negative po ang sagot. Okay? So, this will be our ayan, answer. Gusto nyo bang i-check? So, kung i-check natin yan, negative 2 over 2 minus 4 times negative 2 equals 7. So, magiging 7 nga ba to? Negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. Diba? And negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. And then negative 1 plus 7, plus 8 rather, negative 1 plus 8 is positive 7. So, nag-equal po siya. Tama yung sagot natin. Okay? Next na po tayo, ayan, yung number 4, yung sinasabi ko kanina. Yung meron ng decimal. Kopyahin ko muna. 1.4x minus 3.8 equals 0.4x plus 62. Masyado namang abuso to. Daming decimal. Talagang bawat term, nilagyan talaga ng decimal. Pero, kaya natin yan. So, sabi nga dun sa steps kanina, titingnan natin yung greatest number of decimal places. So, as you can see, pare-parehas naman sila na hanggang 10th place lang. Okay? So, yun na yung greatest. Meaning, yung power of 10 na gagamitin natin is 10. 10 only. Okay? Isang 0 lang kasi isang decimal place lang yung highest. Okay? 10. So, multiply natin by 10. Kasi hanggang 10th place. So, kung hanggang 100th place, 100 na i-multiply. Kung hanggang 1000th place, 1000 na i-multiply. And so on and so forth. Ayan. So, since binomial ulit yung nasa loob ng parenthesis, apply ulit ang distributive, At tandaan, distributive property po ang gagamitin. So, 10 times 1.4x, we simply move the decimal point to the right, magiging 14x na po yan. Minus, ganun din po yung 10 times 3.8, move lang yung decimal point to the right, magiging 38, equals 10 times 0.4, move the decimal point to the right, it will become 4x. And then 10 times 6.2, move the decimal point to the right, it will become 62. Ayan. So, wala ng decimal. Pwede na natin ngayon gamitin yung APE. Okay? Para itong 4x mapunta na sa left, yung negative 38 mapunta na sa right. Unahin natin yung 4x. So, magiging 14x minus 38. So, ang opposite ng positive 4x ay negative 4x. So, mag-a-add tayo both sides by negative 4x. Ayan. So, cancel na natin yung nasa right side. Maka-cancel na yan. Ang matitira na lang ay 62. And then, 14x plus negative 4x is simply 14x minus 4x that is equal to 10x. Then, kopyahin nyo muna yung minus 38. Ayan. So, yan na yung ating simplified equation. So, ang sunod naman natin aalisin ay yung negative 38. So, para mawala na siya, mag-a-add tayo ng positive 38. Kasi negative siya, diba? So, positive ang i-add. 62 plus 38. So, this will become 0 na. Matitira na lang ay 10x. 62 plus 38 is equal to 100. Okay? So, dahil wala nang constant term sa left side, pwede na tayong mag-MPE. Okay? So, by MPE, i-divide natin both sides by 10. Okay? So, matitira na lang ay x. 100 divided by 10 is 10. Ayan. So, tama ba ang ating, check po ba natin yan? Check na natin. 1.4 times 10 minus 3.8 equals 0.4 times 10 plus 6.2. So, maririnig nyo po sa background ko yung pamangkin ko. Medyo kumakanta na naman po siya. 1.4 times 10 is 14 minus 3.8. And then 0.4 times 10 is simply 4 plus 6.2. 14 minus 3.8 is 10.2. And then 4 plus 6.2 is 10.2 din. So, equal siya. Ano po? Next na tayo. We have the fifth. The fifth example. Medyo crowded na. Ayan. Dito tayo sa next page. Number 5. Oops. Wag masyadong mapula. So, we have 5 times x minus 2 plus 2x equals 7 times x plus 4 minus 38. So, since meron tayong mga grouping symbols dito, and then kung mapapansin nyo, ito ay isang group, meron pang isang bukod na term. Ano po, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung alternate method natin kanina dito. Okay? So, dahil hindi pwede yon, edi dun tayo sa distributive property. Distribute natin yung constants muna. Pagsabayin na po natin. So, distribute. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Plus 2x. Equals 7 times x is 7x. And then 7 times 4 is 28. Ayan. And then, kopyahin nyo lang po yung mga terms na hindi naman natin ginalaw. Next po is, simplify muna natin bago tayo mag-APE. Okay? Kailangan nakasimplify para hindi tayo masyadong maraming i-APE. Ano po? So, 5x plus 2x. It will give us 7x. And then, minus 10. Kopyahin na lang natin. And then, 7x na lang to. 28 minus 38 is negative 10 as well. Okay? Ma'am, ba't ganyan? Ba't po magkamuka yung left side at yung right side? 7x minus 10, tas 7x minus 10 din. Since equal na siya, nag-equal po to, yung dalawa, yung both sides na equation, ibig sabihin po niyan, meron pong ibang pakahulugan to. Okay? Pag ganito po ang nangyari, pag nag-APE tayo, by the way, ang mangyayari dyan, 0 is equal to 0. In that case, tatandaan nyo po, pag ganito ang nangyari, lahat po ng possible values ng x or lahat ng real numbers ay pwede nating gamitin na value ng x. Okay? Magiging equal lang siya palagi. So, kahit gamitan natin ng 0, yan halimbawa, 0. 7 times 0. 7 times 0 minus 10. 7 times 0 minus 10. Magiging 0 minus 10, diba? Equal 0 minus 10. And 0 minus 10 is negative 10. Negative 10. Lagi siyang mag-i-equal. So, pag ginamit mo naman ay 1, 7 minus 10 is negative 3. So, 7 minus 10 din yung kabila. Negative 3. Okay? So, ang sagot po dito, magiging sagot natin, sulat na lang natin siya in terms of sentence siguro. X is the set of real numbers. Okay? So, ibig sabihin kahit ano, lahat ng real numbers pwede nating i-plug in dun sa ating variable. Okay? So, this is for this kind of equation. Yung nag-balance na siya, nag-equal. Magiging 0 kapag in-apply pa natin or kapag tinuloy natin yan. Magiging 0 equals 0. Okay? So, again, tatandaan, pag ganito ang case, lahat po ng real numbers ay solution. Okay? So, it's either one or everything pala to. Ano? Bihira lang naman yung mangyari. At nangyari siya dito sa example natin. Okay? Tingnan natin ang time. Kung meron na tayong 40 minutes. So, since 40 minutes na yung video natin siguro I'll be recording a separate video na lang para sa inequality. Okay? So, magkakaroon po tayo ng part 3. Ano po? Sana po ay nag-gets po ninyo yung mga examples na pinresent ko. So, mag-practice lang po kayo at masasanay din po kayo. Okay? Tandaan nyo yung mga rules na sinabi ko tsaka yung mga properties na ating gagamitin. Okay? So, that would be all. Thank you for watching and see you on part 3.